We've got the new Toyota Crown Signia.
SUV or wagon? Your Highness.
I like the power.
Your Highness, what is under
Yes.
the hood of the Crown?
A 2.5-liter four-cylinder with 2 electric motors. It's matched to an eCVT and has a combined 240 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and you can put regular fuel in the Crown.
So they have 2 trims in the United States and just 1 fully loaded in Canada. So let's get into it. What are the key standard features?
The Limited model comes with dual 12.3-inch screens, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, 11-speaker JBL sound system, 8-way heated and ventilated power front seats, driver seat memory, leather-trimmed upholstery, a heated steering wheel, a fixed glass roof with sunshade, heated rear seats, a power liftgate, and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. Not all of these features are standard in the US because you do have a base model trim.
5 modes, put it in what, Andrea?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrew to get a question in and to see what's up behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
Now this is based on the Crown sedan platform. It's made in Japan, and it really doesn't feel much like a Toyota. It feels more like a Lexus, providing that refinement.
It's also shared componentry with Camry, not the same power output, but I get that kind of vibe as well. And we raved about the latest Camry. We had a chance to drive this earlier in the year in Southern California, going through the mountains near San Diego, back and forth, and I put some shots in here of that. And I was really blown away by the handling is very good. What I was disappointed in, I thought the brakes were not as crisp as I would like.
Yeah, interestingly enough, on this test model we have, I find the brakes to be okay, but what I'm noticing now that we're back in the city and we're using this vehicle like we use our vehicles daily, is that under hard acceleration on the highway, it definitely gets a little bit louder. But other than that, when you're just cruising around in the city, the cabin remains quiet. It's very smooth. I find the steering to be quite good as well. It's not too light. There's good feedback.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where can't get away from the Toyota/Lexus hybrid sound. It's just they all kind of sound like that.
Now in the US, you've got 2 trims, and that base model comes with 19-inch wheels. Some of you have asked, can I get 19-inch wheels in Canada? Yes, you can.
So the solution is, in Canada, if you want smaller wheels, especially for putting winter tires on, you go to the Toyota dealer and you order the 19-inch wheels from the Crown sedan.
Yeah.
And they're a direct fitment, problem solved.
Power is very good. Acceleration from a stop sign, no problem. Passing power on the highway, you won't have any problems with it. If you are doing more of a mountain highway with a steep incline, it's going to do the job for you. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but you can always stay in the right lane.
Love me a wagon, Andrea. Chief engineer told us he says it's a crossover between a wagon and an SUV. I'm all in on the wagon look. I
feel like, yeah, for sure, wagon look. It has that vibe, but it feels like a crossover to me when you're driving it. You know, someone had reached out saying, this is the same ground clearance, 6.7 inches as the Honda Civic hatchback. You sit much higher in this, so getting in and out of this vehicle is a breeze.
So the good thing about having the top trim only in Canada is it does look pretty good. We've only ever had a white one. It's quite interesting. Yeah. We've been around this car a few times now. The white and black is kind of growing on me. I like it. I like the look of 21-inch wheels. But yeah, it's got wagon vibes with a Lexus grille stuck on the front, Andrea. That's what it looks like to me.
I really like the look of this. The grille is fantastic. That sleek roof line, the wide stance to it. Toyota nailed it with the exterior design. The Limited model comes standard with power folding exterior mirrors, projector LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, 21-inch wheels, and a tire repair kit. In the US, since there are two trims, the XLE has 19-inch wheels available 21-inch. Some of you have asked us, is there any way that you could carry a temporary spare tire? It's pretty shallow under the floor.
I actually dug it all out, Andrea.
Yeah.
I did that. I pulled out the floor of the trunk. I pulled out the little styrofoam thingy there. It's about that thin.
Yeah.
It's surprising they actually have the shape for it. But maybe there's an extra special skinny tire you could get. I don't know.
Or you can just put it in the cargo area on a long trip if you're really worried about that.
So there are some shared components with Lexus and Toyota for the drive. It certainly has a unique look. It is a Toyota, not a Lexus, but it's when you get inside, Andrea, this is where this vehicle really shines. It's head and shoulders above any Toyota product I've ever been in.
Best looking Toyota on the market for interior design. This definitely feels more upscale. It's luxurious. This tan interior, you can get it in black or tan. It's leather trimmed, and you've got all these bronze accents, quilting, piping in here. Even the shifter at the center console has got some bronze accents. It's just all of these added details that make the Crown so special.
I like the horizontal instrument cluster / infotainment screen. It's very simple. There's still some hard keys there. Thank you, Toyota, for including those. And it's not shiny hard black plastic, it's shiny hard dark gray plastic on the doors and here at the center console. But overall, I would give the interior, comfort, and look an A.
Oh yeah, lots of thigh support here. Seats are at the right length to give you all of that support. Visibility is good in here, even though it's got that sleek roof line. I was worried about headroom. For me, it's not bad. Zach's a little bit closer to the roof, but not bad at all.
I'm disagreeing with you. I think this is a wagon. It feels like when I'm sitting here looking out the back, we used to own a wagon, Andrea.
We did.
Andrea hated it. I loved it.
I did not hate the wagon.
You
I
hated
don't know
it
why he says
because
that.
you hated it. Anyway, when I'm sitting here looking out the back, it's got wagon vibes, and I'm all down with that.
The belt line on this is quite high, so if you like to roll with the window down and your arm up here, it's not so comfortable. Storage in here is good. The door pockets are quite wide, and you can open this storage unit on either side, and it's fairly deep. There's also a tray in here. The wireless charger is at the front, and everything is just really simple.
It's pleasant.
Modern, streamlined in here. There's 5 USB-C ports that are standard throughout the vehicle. One thing that there are complaints about, this is a fixed glass roof, and it does have a shade.
The shade is there, but it does not open. As we mentioned, the Limited is the only model sold in Canada and the top trim in the United States. But no, they want more of your money. You can also add a package to include some extra features like a panoramic view monitor, reverse auto tilt mirrors, driver monitor camera, traffic jam assist, front cross traffic alert, and lane change assist. Well, here's me getting in the back seat. The good news is this is a large vehicle with a long wheelbase, so excellent legroom, very good headroom. It's comfortable. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Signia to the Lexus RX, it offers 42.1 inches of front row legroom, which is a little more space than the RX. Second row legroom at 37.1 inches is pretty close to the Lexus.
All right, this vehicle has some cool tricks. First of all, power tailgate, really long and useful cargo area. When you go underneath, we already showed you that it doesn't have a temporary spare tire. One additional feature though, if you fold the second row down, they have these little flippy paddle things, and you could stretch out and actually sleep in this if you're going camping.
Space behind the second row for this Signia is 24.8 cubic feet, which falls a little short to the RX. Overall cargo space is bigger though, at 68.8 cubic feet.
All right, you want something kind of like this? We jump into it with coffee.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
How is this car compared to the RX when it comes to refinement? Is the RX worth the extra money?
Well, the RX is I would say, a more polished vehicle. It definitely, the suspension, the way it goes down the road. We had an RX recently when we were in Toronto. They lent us one for a day, and I was really impressed with it, especially on the highway.
Definitely more refined, smoother, and a quieter cabin. Under hard acceleration, the cabin is better insulated than this. This is still good, don't get me wrong, but you definitely hear the engine. You know, it's a typical Toyota hybrid system.
Yeah, but the other thing we should clarify is we had a Hybrid Max F Sport.
We did.
That probably helped a lot with the suspension.
Yes. Any news on the Signia getting the Crown Performance engine? The Hybrid Max is what he's talking about.
That's a no, dog. They're not doing it, and it's too bad because they have it in the sedan. And we asked them, and they said, right now? Actually, they basically just said no.
We spoke to the chief engineer about it. We actually have an interview with him, and he didn't really say, like, didn't even give an inkling
that it could
maybe.
come. Yeah.
He just said no. So don't expect it at this time anyway. Would you choose this over a loaded CX-50 Turbo?
CX-50 Turbo, well, then there goes the fuel economy. That's the 2.5 liter turbo that they have in the Mazda. Similar kind of shape, but no. Listen, one of the reasons you're buying this is because of the fuel economy.
Absolutely. I would think a better comparison is the CX-50 hybrid that's coming. It's around $48,000 for the top trim, and I think that is the trim you have to compare this to because the Signia in Canada is only offered with one trim.
This is not $48,000.
This is not $48,000.
This is another 12 grand more.
We haven't driven the hybrid yet, so we don't know how refined it is. Is it going to be super quiet? I don't know, but I look forward to driving it. What I can tell you is that if you compare this to the CX-50 gas model, which we have driven many times, this is more comfortable.
Way more comfortable.
The seats are more comfortable. There's more thigh support in here. And I find with the CX-50, the seats are quite short.
I'm going to throw a dark horse in there, Andrea. So you go for a fully equipped Outback with the turbo engine.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the fuel economy, but you're getting a similar shape, and the seats on that are very comfortable. So just an idea.
And the great thing about the Outback is it really eats up those bumps in the road, especially the Wilderness model. It does a really good job of that.
And I guarantee you it's not 60 grand. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I love wagons, and this sure looks like one. I'm tired of the same old SUVs, and I also don't like the way an SUV drives. Does the Signia feel more like you're driving a car than your typical SUV?
Well, I've already mentioned it. I think this really is a station wagon. There is a Crown sedan that it's built off of, and it does share componentry with the Camry platform as well. Driving dynamics, for me, I feel it drives more like a sedan.
Well, that's the beauty of the Signia. It's the best of both worlds. You get the versatility of a crossover, but it feels like you're driving a sedan. So I still like the fact that I sit up a little bit higher and the visibility is good, but you feel like you're driving a sedan.
All right, let's get into what are the vital stats. Like fuel economy is very important. This is a hybrid.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The limited model starts at just over $60,500. Add the tech package and it's just over $62,500. In the US, the base model starts at just over $43,500 and the top limited with the tech package is just under $50,000.
Well, here's the fuel economy. 6 liters per 100 kilometers city, 6.3 on the highway. That's 39 miles per gallon city, 37 miles per gallon highway. The Signia can tow 2,700 pounds. And Toyota offers a warranty of 3 years, 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles. In the United States, complimentary scheduled maintenance is offered for 2 years or 25,000 miles. All right, it's a little tricky. We're going to do hybrids for comparison, but they're not all really of this shape.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Mazda CX-50 Hybrid. It has a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, a combined 219 horsepower, and a starting price just under $43,000.
The Lexus NX350H, that's a hybrid with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder and a combined 240 horsepower, and a starting price just under $60,000.
The Lexus RX 350 Hybrid with a combined 246 horsepower. It has a starting price of just over $65,000.
The Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid with a 2-liter turbo four-cylinder, a combined 310 horsepower, and a starting price of $66,000.
So there are 4 hybrid SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we'd like to see improved.
I like the way that this handles.
I really do love the shape.
What I'd like to see is that if you're going to offer a top trim, have everything contained. Don't add a package. It's already pricey enough.
And why can't we get the XLE in Canada? I mean, I like the idea of this, but this one's spendy. Like, give us an option for a cheaper model, please, Toyota. So there it is. It's the Toyota Crown Signia. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.